Hello everybody and welcome back to Pure Farming 2018. So in this episode what we're going to do is a bit of the farming challenges, but first I'd like to just show you the custom option as well. This is where we can actually adjust what we look like as a farmer. So you can actually choose different presets, or you can mix and match between the cap and the shirt. It's totally up to you, but you can see, in fact what I'll do is I'll show you the presets first of all. We've got the Great Plains set, Wheelton set, Gomsel Mash set, Zeta, Akpil, is it? AK Pill, Landini, JCB, and then we have 4 sets which are, well, basically like this, red, blue, yellow and green. You can mix and match just the cap if you'd like to, or just the shirt. So yeah, it's totally up to you what your farmer looks like. So I think we'll just go with the standard preset today, but it's very nice that you can actually choose the different options here. Go with green. Brilliant. So, farming challenges. There are quite a few here, as you can see from the list. If I just scroll down. Again, there's no particular order as far as I can see, so you can just do what you want. But the one which caught my eye was A Trucker's Life, where we have to pick up 100,000 kilograms of any agricultural product of your choice and deliver them to the appropriate purchase centres. The other one was Jungle Fire, just here. Colombia is a country full of scenic vistas and vast forests. However, occasionally, prevalent heat can result in forest fires. This time the fire broke out not far from your farm. You have to save your crops from the oncoming flames. And I think that is probably going to be the one we do today. But we have potatoes, we have a drought, so we have to do a lot of watering. Unknown disease. Olive tasting. Olives, actually, I've not done anything with the olives yet. So that would be quite interesting. In fact, I'd like to do everything if we can do. Perfect logistics. There's tons of stuff. So, yeah, I think we will kick things off with the jungle fire. You can see there is a fire in the background, but I don't know if there'll be one in the game. We'll see. Bearing in mind this is still a preview, so it's not necessarily what it's going to look like in the final game. So the game does give you lots of tips while it's loading, just so it maximises your gaming experience. That way you know exactly how to work stuff as well. Much more helpful than just giving you a blank loading screen. So here we are. What we have to do is, well, if I go onto the tablet, it did tell us before, but I thought we'd get into the game first. If we go on here, active scenario, you can see what we have to do. It's deliver 14,400 kilograms of hemp to the warehouse and also 7,000 kilograms of coffee to the warehouse as well. These being 2 separate warehouses, they go to different places. You can also do just a larger amount of both if you'd like to complete the task. We have 18 hours to do it in, so I think we'll probably go with the minimum scenario completion requirements, just because that is going to be the best method for me, as I'd like to do some other stuff too. So yes, we have the Zeta tractor over here, we have the Gomsel Mash harvester just over there, and we have the Skyberry harvester just there. This is for coffee, that's for the hemp, and obviously the tractor is for carting. This is all the machines we have. Absolutely everything. New. The Zeta Major HS. Gear up for greater comfort. I think first of all, we will do the coffee. I'd really like to. So, try and find the way in. There we go. We'll drive off. We do have quite a lot of fields of coffee from what I can see. This marker over here is marking the coffee warehouse. If you see a field like, well, this texture, that is coffee. Coffee plantation. I think they're ready to harvest, I'm not entirely sure. All we can do is drive over to one, in fact the nearest one is very close to here. So that would be number 4. As for the hemp growing areas, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll come on to that later. So if we go around the bend, then we can start things off. I think we'll probably start things off before we bring the tractor over. You can teleport as well between machinery if you'd like to. I think I will do, just so I can get the tractor here relatively quickly. So this is our destination, not too far away at all. The good old Skyberry. It's a very interesting looking machine. Right, so I think, yeah, I'll start from the left hand side. It feels a bit more natural going from left to right. Not that it really matters too much. But, yep. Just align ourselves. It looks like it is ready. You can see the coffee beans. So if that is all perfectly done, if that is all perfectly aligned, then we will begin. So to begin you press F, put it into work mode, And yep, you can see it is filling up. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, the kilograms are increasing. And you can also see that the coffee beans have disappeared where the harvester has passed over. I just love the amount of different crops that you can do in this game. I think that is probably one of my favourite things about it, that it is so diverse. It looks like it's going to take a little while to fill up. And also I think as well, just to make it easier, I won't go down every single one, we'll come back on them. So if we go to this one next, then we can obviously go back towards the right hand side, coming back up. I suppose it's possible to crush the plant as well, if you drive over it. I don't really want to try it, but I just feel the need to. It might just go straight through, I don't know. Otherwise it would be very destructive. Oh no, you actually get stuck on it. You can also see it's knocking a few leaves off as well. Because obviously, although it is a delicate process, it just, by the looks of it, it flicks the coffee beans off. Yeah, it's going to take some leaves off too. You can also see the coffee beans going down the chute there. At least you can when it's going over the plant. There you go. A lot of coffee beans. For lots of coffee. Mmm, tasty. And I assume, as long as you keep up to scratch with the water and anything it requires, then yeah, you should get a good harvest out of this every time. It's not like you have to replant them every time. Okay, so what we're doing is we're driving over to the warehouse. Now this machine actually empties from the bottom, so we have to put it straight into the warehouse from the machine. I'm assuming that in the final version you can actually put it into a trailer or another specially adapted trailer which is required for this coffee. Simply because when you start the mission you actually start off with a forage harvester and the coffee harvester and also a tractor and trailer. Unless you do have to drive the harvester to the storage point every time, I'm not entirely sure. But that is what I had to do in the first preview, and that's obviously what I'm doing in this preview. Now this is actually the same scenario as the one I did in September, but it's still totally different, just because of the layout of the map. We'll probably come back to this place here, as it is directly next door to the coffee storage point. There's no point travelling all the way back. So if I just put it over here, we should be able to unload into the pit. Yep, so we press H. Both sides. It's dropping it. Yeah, so I really don't know how you would actually put it into a trailer. There must be a specially adapted machine or something. I don't know. But the minimum requirements have been met, so actually we don't have to continue if we don't want to. And as we've only got 9 minutes left, or 10 minutes, we probably should continue with the hemp, which needs to go to the hemp warehouse, which is actually the other side of the river. Okay, so looking at the minimap, it appears there are no fields of hemp growing, so we can't actually continue. This is because it's a preview. Nothing is really set up yet. It just gives you an idea of some of the different situations, different scenarios you can do. So I think we should move on and do another one. We did actually complete the coffee quest, so that's alright. The other quest I'd like to do is the olive tasting. So sunny Sicily is an area famous for its large olive grove, as well as its beautiful and abundant vineyards. Or vineyards. I get a lot of people saying, oh, it's not vineyards, it's vineyards. But no, in the UK we certainly pronounce them vineyards. Local hotel organises tasting of olives for tourists. Because many large-scale stays are planned, the quantities are not so small. Additionally, olives are also used to make pizza in the hotel's restaurant. That is nice. Your task is to deliver some olives from the groves available in the game area. Be sure to manage it before the first stay. So we have to use the Gregoire G9 Combine to deliver 4,000 kilograms of olives to the hotel and the same amount to Casa d'Olives, or d'Olive. So off we go. Let's begin. Here we are in Italy, and here is our Gregoire G9 harvester. I think we'll turn the beacon off. We don't actually need the beacon on. If we can do. Is it possible to turn it off? You can turn it off with F... Oh, the lights are F2. Okay, the beacon appears to be on. Fair enough. So you can see on the map over there, you can see there is a marker saying deliver olives to the hotel. If we go on the mini-map, we should be able to see the olive fields. That's a vineyard. That is an olive grove. So we'll go to the closest one to the two destinations. Oh, volcano! Yeah, so that is obviously one of them just over there. That is the hotel. And the other one is possibly showing, but if not, it will probably appear once we have delivered to that place. So, perfect. That is directly next door. So we'll take the road and keep going until we get to the hotel. We can go inside as well. It's quite a big machine, this. It's very modern as well. There's the Italian flag. So we should find an olive field just up here. I'll keep following the road, otherwise we're going to get lost. I really do not want to be getting lost here. Lots of water. Obviously it's an island. Sicily. Yep, it wants us to do the hotel first, so we will do. There's no point going against the game. Okay, so that is where we need to go to. That's where we tip the olives. So the field is just over here. Mind that. Oh, I've run over it. Oops. Yeah, I think it was the first area. So these must be the olive trees. Or are they just bushes? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, they're trees. Anyway, whatever they are, we're going to harvest them. Put it into work mode. It all lifts up. And it all starts to shake inside. I can also put the cruise control on, which makes it much easier. And as we know, we need 4,000 kilograms, but if the capacity of this is more than that, we'll continue, because we have to have 8,000 kilograms in total. So we'll just keep going. You can see the olives piling into the storage areas on either side. It's actually very similar to the coffee harvester, just bigger, and well, obviously a totally different machine. But the idea seems to be very similar. Just shakes them all off and then puts them in there. Right, we'll go back down this one over here. Again, you have to water the olives. Right, so we took roughly 550 kilograms off the first row. So it's going to take quite a few rows. It looks like the capacity is actually very high. I think we're probably looking at about 5,000 kilograms per load. The good thing is, you'll know if you've missed a row as well, because the minimap doesn't just show you the field, but it actually shows you each individual row, and in fact each individual tree. Which is very useful. Right, I'm going to continue here, and as soon as we've got a full tank or a full capacity, we'll take it over to the hotel and then resume for the Casa d'Olive. So it looks like the capacity is actually the exact same amount as what they want at each place. So yeah, this is very well thought out. We're going to take it, I think it's actually taken itself out of work mode. Yes, it's actually lowered down. So the hotel is just over here. We will give them their load of olives. They must make a lot of pizzas, because they want a lot of olives here. And I'd have thought we will get paid straight away. We've got the ghost just there, so we can see exactly where to reverse into. Oh, it says hotel your property. You must own the hotel. Press H and it all tips. I don't know why that keeps appearing when I tip. I'll have to try and change the key binding. There we go. So the minimal requirement is now met for the hotel. You can see that is done. It's all shaded in. So the other place, that needs to be done now as well. So does that appear on the minimap? If it doesn't, I'll have to try and find it. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. So looking at the minimap, you can see we've got quite a few olive storage points. There are also grape storage points, so I mustn't get the two mixed up. They have the same icon. So I think that is the closest. It must be referring to that as the place where it needs to go to, you would hope. So I'll just check finally the scenario again. Yeah, it doesn't actually state exactly where to go to. Unless it wants to just go back to the hotel again. Who knows? Well, I'll continue. And then we can try it out. We'll try and take it to different places. And hopefully it will accept our olives. They're very tasty. In fact, one thing I do want to do is just jump out of the harvester and take a closer look at a tree which has been harvested and one which hasn't. Okay, I can't really see a difference between them. You certainly could do with the coffee. Maybe they're still going to put it in. Unless olives just aren't that noticeable. I'm not too sure. I can't say I've ever seen a olive grove in real life. Right, let's resume. So it has to lift itself up again. And yeah, then we can just go back onto the same track we were on before. And the olives come gushing out into the storage sections on the side. They're almost tubs, I suppose. Storage tubs. I love how that thing flaps in and out every time it passes a tree. So the tree must open it, I assume. On the back. Right, let's continue. We have 18 minutes left. Hopefully I can do it in that time. It depends how long it takes for me to hunt around. Although if I do fail it, it's not the end of the world. It's just I hope that we can actually pass at least one scenario today. That would be very good. Time for the moment of truth. We're fully harvested 2 loads. I think there is about 3 rows left or something, maybe 4. Nothing too considerable. Anyway, what we're going to do is go and find this first place just down here. That place just there. So we're going to have to take the road. And hopefully it turns out to be the correct place. I suppose if the worst comes to the worst, we'll try and tip it back at the hotel again, but I don't think you're supposed to. Anyway, let's try it out. I guess it's just up here on the left hand side. It's going dark now as well. Here is a machinery dealership. You can see the different brand names on the boards and on the flags. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I would say this building here is the one we were supposed to be going to. So you either go inside or you go here. That looks like a fill point to me. So we'll try going inside, and if there is an area to tip, then with a bit of luck it's going to accept the scenario which I've just done. Failing that, I don't know. So we'll just have to hope for the best, I think. Right, so this is definitely an olive storage point. Is it possible to save? No, it's a scenario. So off they go. And it did not update. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It was certainly an olive storage place though, but I'm not entirely sure what Casa de Olive is. So yeah, I'm not too sure. But anyway, the point is we have experienced olive harvesting, and we have once again completed 50% of the scenario. I do seem to have a habit of doing that. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and until the next one, see you again very soon. Bye for now.